I was the last one left in Vault 76 on Reclamation Day. While everyone else rushed to embrace the unknown of post-war Appalachia, I decided to take one last look around. After all, the Overseer had left in a hurry, and I wondered if she'd left anything behind. In a security room, I managed to hack into Terminal 23B, and as luck would have it, the Overseer had left stories and warnings for us. This one was titled Bolton Greens. To the dwellers of Vault 76, I know you're all eager to explore the Appalachia outside these doors, but before you step out, there's something I want you to know about a place in the hills not far from here, a place called Bolton Greens. Bolton Greens was a magnificent country club before the world as we knew it changed. Built as a haven for the wealthy elite, it offered facilities for every indulgence imaginable. Then the Great War happened. Sources from the outside have reported that survivors and squatters took over the grounds, turning the once polished halls into a home for the lost and the desperate. We've also received reports that a group of raiders called the Gourmands moved in. Known for their, let's say, unique dining habits, they brought a new wave of terror to the area. There have been no recent sightings of the Gourmands, and no one knows what happened to them, but their legacy of horror remains. So be cautious if you ever find yourself at Bolton Greens. Its beauty now masks a dark legacy, and remnants of the Gourmands may still lurk in its shadowed halls. Something about the Overseer's warning only fueled my curiosity. If Bolton Greens held remnants of the Gourmands, twisted and dark as they were, then I wanted to see it with my own eyes. What could still linger in a place like that, after everything that's happened? I had to find out. When I finally reached Bolton Greens, the air itself felt wrong, thick with an eerie silence that blanketed the entire resort. In the lobby, dark, dried blood stained the once opulent carpet, a grotesque welcome mat that hinted at what lay deeper inside. And with each step, I realized the Overseer's warning hadn't been enough to prepare me for what I'd find here. This wasn't just an abandoned country club. It felt like a place where nightmares had settled in and made themselves at home. Outside, I found a gigantic fire pit, blackened from countless fires. The size of it was unsettling, large enough to suggest they'd used it for cooking much more than the occasional animal. I could almost picture the gourmands gathered around, flames reflecting in their eyes as they prepared their horrifying feasts. Then, just as I thought I'd seen it all, I stumbled upon a terminal, hidden away near what used to be the manager's office. After logging in, the screen revealed entries from a gourmand named Bob. Morris led the gourmands to Bolton Greens today. We scouted the place 2 weeks ago, and it's still looking like the perfect hideout. Big building, lots of space, and out of the way. Jerry rigged up one of the rooms for storing our meat supply. We can't have it attracting super mutants or mole rats. Damn, I can't wait to smell that stuff cooking. Took out a caravan passing through yesterday. 5 guys, 2 women. They were traveling heavy and lightly armed, so taking them down was a cinch. We ate well that night. Got a little drunk off some beer they were carrying, too. Cantal got in a fight with Bill after they started arguing. Cantal claimed female meat tasted better than male, but Bill said the opposite. Cantal got his ass beat, which gave us all a good laugh. Now that I think about it, men and women meat both taste the same to me. Ever since we arrived here, Moores has been acting weird. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I catch him staring at the other gourmands and it's pissing me off. Some of the other gourmands are talking about it too, and it's making them nervous. Not sure what the hell is bothering the guy, but if he doesn't quit it, I'm gonna take a pipe to his head. See if he stares at anyone after that. I couldn't continue reading through Bob's terminal entries. His messages were too chilling. As I tore myself away, a shiver ran through me. Then, in the quiet that followed, I noticed a small, cracked holotape lying on a desk nearby. The label was nearly worn away, but one name was still visible: Morris. I slipped it into my Pip-Boy, pressing play, as the recording crackled to life.
Edie and I have been feeling a little extra hungry of late, and the others are starting to ask questions. Morris, how can you be hungry when you're still so fat? You know what I say to that? I'm hungry because I'm the boss here. It takes a lot of effort to wrangle these useless idiots so we don't all starve, and that works up an appetite. Honestly, it's been several days since we've come across any more food. Usual unsuspecting travelers have been harder to come by. I can only assume the damn cutthroats have been scaring them all away, or not sharing their finds with us. Well, the others won't like it, but we're gonna have to go to Plan B. Edie's on board with me. And I've been thinking about Gregory. He's got a lot of meat on him, and he's been rather useless lately. Yeah, no one will miss him. Maybe his wife, and his little girl, perhaps. But Vanessa will know what's good for her, and she's too much of a good fighter to eat just yet. And the kid, well, I'm not a monster. Besides, kids are too scrawny.
Despite the revulsion twisting in my gut, something compelled me to keep reading Bob's terminal messages. Every instinct screamed to turn away, to leave Bolton Greens and erase the things I'd just seen from my memory. But the story was unfinished, and some dark part of me needed to understand it all. Gregory went missing, and we spent the whole damn day looking for him. Everybody figured he'd shoved off and didn't want to bother, but I talked them into helping. I don't like losing anyone, but I especially didn't like the thought of losing Jerry, who had science smarts. We almost gave up until we found Gregory in Morris's room. Well, we found half of him. Looks like Morris and his wife Edie have been breaking the code. Never eat your own. I felt a wave of nausea rise, and in that moment, a memory surfaced. A note I'd found upstairs by the fireplace when I first entered Bolton Greens. It read, "He said we weren't going to eat each other, but then poor Gregory. After that, we had to send Morris away. I don't care if he was the boss. I hear he and his wife Edie have been living alone in that cave over on the other side of the mountain. Not sure what good it's done, though. Our people keep disappearing." Everything made sense now in a twisted, horrific way. Bolton Greens wasn't just a haunt of the Gourmands, it was a place where the last shreds of sanity had burned away, one meal at a time. The horror of it gnawed at me, but I couldn't stop now. I needed to know what happened to Morris and Edie, so I headed to the cave. The entrance was dark and damp, and as I stepped inside, a chill settled over me, more intense than the Appalachian winds outside. Then, in a chamber near the back of the cave, I found remnants of their lives here, piles of decaying human flesh and scattered skeletons, the grisly remains of those they had consumed. And then next to Edie's skeleton, I found a crumpled note. The words, scrawled in a frantic hand, sent a shiver down my spine. "Morris hunts people from the road, but he won't share the meat. I've been living off the scraps, but the toenails keep getting caught in my teeth. Now he's starting to look at me strangely, with hunger in his eyes. He's changing. We both are. Question is, who's going to feast first?" Standing there staring down at Edie's remains, I could almost feel the shadow of their madness in the air around me, a lingering darkness that seemed to seep into the very walls of the cave. Then I spotted another holotape lying beside the scattered remains.
Edie, darling Edie. Oh, how delicious you were. The sweet taste of your flesh as it passed down my throat. Oh, the syrupy warmth of your blood as it filled my stomach. Wait. What have I done? No, Edie, she's dead. I killed her. I ate her. Oh, no.
but I had to. I must eat. So hungry, starving, need more. More flesh, more blood, need more. Find more.
The legends I'd heard whispered among the vault dwellers came rushing back. Creatures born from human greed, twisted by insatiable hunger until they became something monstrous. Morris had crossed that line. He wasn't just another survivor who'd lost his way. He had become one of those horrors that roam Appalachia, a Wendigo.